Men's mental health. It's an interesting topic, this one. And I spoke the other day about the muse and how things just come to you. And I suppose this was one that I realized that I probably hadn't addressed all that much when it comes to the Greatness World 126, Chasing Greatness, all that kind of stuff. And how important men's mental health is, but how completely and utterly different it is to women's mental health. And this is part of the problem of why I think we have an issue with men's mental health, is that it can't be treated the same way as women's health. Men are just, as a general rule, built different, and thus deal with emotions differently and process things differently and improve their mentality and how they feel about the world in very, very different ways. Like, some of the things that come to mind with that is that women are what's called forward-facing. And that's how they address things, and that's how they want to communicate, and how they work well to talk to each other and hang out and all this kind of stuff. Whereas men are generally side-by-side communicators. And we are better off sitting next to each other and talking. Or even better again, would be doing something together. And that's why the activities and the actions, and men are always there to do things together. Not like, they can't just sit there and talk. They want to, that's why they watch footy, that's why they play sports, it's why they do better in situations where they get to be active and communicate and hang out, but while doing something. Men are driven by purpose and action and orientation. But it's also why we have such a struggle with mental health as well, because we're also burden driven, that we feel that we should take on the burden of the world, that it's our burden to handle, as providers, as, fathers, as husbands, as men, to provide and take care of and support and look after and carry the burden. That's what we're built for. And there is a fine line on that, because I actually firmly believe that this is true, and a man without this burden or this ability and need to provide, but also the ability to provide, will struggle to find happiness, because we are built to do that. The problem with that is then, because we're built to carry the burden, we don't talk about any of the issues that are going on. We don't talk about the things that we're struggling with. We don't bring up and address the issues, because we as men are meant to carry the burden. And as I said, it's a fine fucking line, because I firmly agree with that. And it's a statement I have said before, and it's a statement I will say again, that as the husband, as a father, as a man, it is my job to burden the responsibilities. I provide for my family. I look after them. That is my role. It is what gives my life meaning. And your life has to have meaning. And my meaning comes from providing for my family and looking after others, my wife, my kids, those I serve. That is what fuels me up and gives me meaning in life. It's what I am geared towards as a man. Now, on the flip side, when shit hits the fan and things go wrong, it is also my burden and my natural instinct to not share that, to not talk to anyone about it, to not let anyone know that I am struggling, because that's my burden to carry. And there is a fine, fine line in the mental health line of that, of carrying that burden, of being that provider, and then taking on more than you can handle. And when it gets too hard, you have nowhere to turn to, and this is the problem. And look, I think therapy and stuff has its place, and I have done that in the past, but I also feel like it often doesn't actually solve the issue. Talking about the issue per se doesn't actually address it. It doesn't create this clarity. It doesn't remove the issue and help solve that stuff. I think men need purpose. I think they need action. I think they need clarity. And these things to then help them move forward and progress. This is how they find the happiness, and it's how they calm themselves down, and it's how they find peace and things. And it's part of that 126. It's part of why I think, community actions like Walk It Off and things like that are so powerful, because you can have that opportunity to share with other men and have that bonding experience and have that community and have that support while doing something. And it's what I'm trying to build here with Chasing Greatness. It's what I'm trying to build here with this greatness world that I'm working on, is also that community to have that. Because it's very easy to spiral out of control, even when you have all the things in place. But we need to address it in a different way. When things are hard, how do we take back control? And the answer is movement. The answer is action. The answer is having, even if it's only for a small moment in time, a purpose. A purpose, an action, something to do, somewhere to go, something to push towards, to strive towards, to take action with. And this is the gap that we need to work on. I think it's why 126 is so powerful. I think it's why Chasing Greatness is so powerful, because it's no days off. It gives you a purpose, it gives you action, it changes your state, it changes your mental capacity, and it stops that true trajectory down of spiraling out of control. And it doesn't make you immune from it. Not by any stretch of the imagination does it prevent you from getting into those headspaces. I had one just the other day, and it was that interesting one of, I'm sitting there going and watching myself go through this and going, fuck, this is the start of a spiral. This is the start of me spiraling down out of control. And I've been there many times. And including, that's how I got my start in fitness. And I'll come back to that. But I felt that spiral out of control happening. And I'm sitting there watching it. And as I said, because we as men are built into this situation, I was like, A, I don't have anyone to tell about this. But B, I don't think it would help even if I did. And, that A statement is not factually true. I do have people to talk to about it. But more of the fact is that sharing that burden doesn't actually help me out of the spiraling situation. Taking back control through action and deliberate movement forward and focus into an area that is going to benefit me pulls me out of the spiral. A spiral of depression, anxiety, stress is focusing on things that you cannot control. And the only way to counteract that is to take action and take back control, to focus on the things you can control. And some of the things that were forcing me to spiral are parts of it are in my control and other parts are not. And so I had to let go of that. But what I can always control is my physical movement, is my action for my body. That's why we fucking start there. When I talk about mental toughness, when I talk about fortitude, when I talk about grit, when I talk about chasing greatness, making a difference for your mental capacity, this is what I mean though. It is all these areas. Not only do you develop grit and fortitude from doing it every day, from going out there and taking action, but you are controlling your emotions, you are controlling your state, you are controlling who you are, you can controlling what is happening. That is such a big and powerful difference. And so, I woke up today and I was like, oof, I'm still in that spiral, and I can feel it. I can feel it coming. I can see it coming. And I don't want to be there. I have reached that point twice in my life, and I have burnt everything to the ground. I have burnt my business, my health, my relationships to the ground through this. And I was standing there going, I am on the precipice of that happening again. And I don't ever want that to happen again, because twice it happened, I was blessed by God that my wife she is a saint, that woman. And she pulled me out of it. She pulled me through and pushed me through. And again, blessed by God, I somehow managed to rebuild my business, but I burnt it to the fucking ground. And I was blessed to be able to build it back. And as I said, twice I have done this. And I don't know if we have a third in us. So I have to be on top of my mental health. I have to prevent these moments from transpiring. And it is fucking hard. It is so difficult to look at that and be like, you have to break it down, because it would be so easy to just do it and let it all happen and just surrender to it. But I can't. I have kids now. The first 2 times it was just me and my wife. Like, as bad as it is and as fucked as it would have been if I'd lost everything, I would have just gone and gotten a job and we would have just started again. Can't do that now. I've got 2 children. My wife's a stay-at-home wife. I am the provider. That burden falls on me. And so I have to have things in place to prevent me from, on the mental, on the emotional level, from letting that just spiral out of control. And the faster you spiral, the faster it spins, and the faster you're going to hit that rock bottom and everything's going to implode. And you have to catch it. And as I said, one of the signs I know previously that I was getting deep into it was when I let all my health and fitness go. It's why I made the firm stand on starting 126 to Greatness again 180 odd days ago, because I'd let my fitness go. And look, I hadn't been in this fucking shape for a long ass time, but I'd let it go. And when I lose my fitness, when I lose the workout and the discipline and the focus, I know shit has hit the fan, because that's my identity. That's who I am. I fucking love this stuff. And granted, that's from instilling health and fitness into who I am. But that's how insidious and how bad things can get, is that you start not liking or enjoying the things that define you as a person. And that's a problem. And so I was watching this spiral and I was like, the number one thing I have to do right now is I have to take control of the things I can control. I have to change my state, and I have to get back into motion. I have to get back into action and doing something that matters. And so that's what I did. You know, I got up this morning and I did a workout. And I felt good. I took care of some niggling issues in my workout, and that felt good. And then I went for my weighted walk and I fucking smashed it, and I sweated and I worked and I channeled all of those feelings into effort and action and power forward, and I felt amazing. And I shifted that state. Now, is that gone? No. And I'm going to have to be really cognizant of this for the next probably a week or 2. But it is the power of fitness, it is the power of health and action and movement forward and channeling those feelings into something beneficial, of something of use. And you need that. You need to have a place that you can channel it. And I have to check my terminology here and make sure I use the right ones, because I don't want YouTube to suspend my account or ban this video. But when I was in high school, I was depressed, and I mean severely depressed. Like I fucking hated my life. I was bullied, I was fat, and that's why I was bullied. I didn't feel like I had anything of value in my life, and I would come home from school every single day and I would just think about ending it all. That I couldn't see a reason forward. I couldn't see a why. And every day that I'd come home and nothing had changed, I got closer and I got closer, and it was, you know, it was a bad time. And call it fate, call it God, call it an act of the universe, call it intervention. I don't know what you want to fucking call it. But my dad bought me a weight set for Christmas one year. I was about 14 years old. And it saved my life. And in that moment, it changed the trajectory of my entire life. You know, we're here, 18, 19 years on. And that is the one staple to this day in my life that has never wavered. Even when it goes bad and I'm not looking after my health properly, that is the thing that holds strong. That is the thing that hasn't shifted, that has saved my life more times than I think I could count. But very definitively saved my life that day. And it became my sanctuary. It became my safe place. It became the answer to all my problems. And I would go down into our garage and I would just bang away at it. And in 6 months, I had outworked the set that I had been given. And so I went and joined a gym. And I kept going. And then I was studying everything and reading everything I could get my hands on. And to give you an idea of this, I didn't learn to read properly till I was in high school. I had issues with my eyes, which meant I couldn't see the board, so I didn't learn to read properly. But all of this, fitness, health, anatomy, biology, all this stuff, it just makes sense to me. It just works in my head. So I would study and read everything. And it's what got me through. When life got hard, it's what got me through. That exercise, that I had a place that I could channel all that pain and all that suffering and everything into it. I could just go and I could utilize it, and I could take that pain and I could put it into my muscles, and I could, I could control that pain. I couldn't control what was happening to me on the outside, but I could control what I was doing in the weight room. And it fucking saved my life. As I said, it's saved my life many times over. And to this day, as I've just described, when things get hard, when I feel like life is getting out of control, that is what I go do. I go work out. And I go sweat, and I control the pain, and I control the suffering. And I am in control. And it reminds me that I am alive, and that right here in this moment, I am the master of my fate, the captain of my destiny, and I can control what happens to me. I cannot control what is out there. I cannot control what is coming my way. But right here, right now, I am in sovereign control of my body and what it goes through, and I can punish it to create a better tomorrow. And that's what I do. And it's why I firmly believe that every man needs to find exercise. Not just for health and wealth and benefits of that, and to be the best father you can be, and just to be the best human you can be because you're in the best physical shape, and not just because it makes you harder to kill, but because on a mental level, on a mental and spiritual level, there is nothing, and I mean fucking nothing, that will change your world, that will change your aspect and how you view this life, like getting into great shape and being in control of that right there in those moments and in what you do. It's why we need it. We need an outlet. Men need a fucking outlet. They need an outlet for aggression and sadness and depression and anxiety and stress. And then if you give yourself an outlet, and then it's a positive one, and it builds into something better. And then from there you build a community, and you surround yourself with like-minded people. Even if you don't talk about the things that are burdening you, but you have other men, and they can just be around and be there to support you and uplift you and guide you. You have found something that will forever alter your life, that will forever make your life better, that will forever progress you forward. And that, my friends, is why it matters so much. It is why we need this in our lives. It's why we need to do it. And it's why it's every fucking day. Your mental health, your happiness, your overall well-being isn't, 3 times a week. It isn't an occasional thing. It isn't like, oh, let me dabble into this and see what fucking happens. No, it is every single day. It is no matter what. It is, this is what we are doing and this is how we get this shit done. And that's the difference. That's why Chasing Greatness is every day. It's why 126 to Greatness is every day. It's why Greatness Club is every day. Because you have to do it every single day. You have to be all in, and you have to look after your mental health and your fortitude and your happiness every fucking day. It is how you get better. It's how you become the best version of yourself. It's how you stay sane and stop yourself spiraling down. It's how you stop yourself from ending it all, and it's how you stay level and connected. Because you are in fucking control. It is literally the only thing at all times that you have control over is your physical actions. That's it. Even down to nutrition and things like that in horrendous circumstances can be taken off you. But in all moments, in all times, you have control of your physical body and what you fucking do with it. So take those actions. Start stepping up, be in a better place, and do the things that are going to make you a better man, but also change you and keep you grounded. Keep your mental health strong. This is why we need this. Now, as always, if you don't even know where to start with that, shoot me a message. Let's get you into Chasing Greatness. Let's start with that 30-day challenge and watch how that has an immense impact on your mental health, on how you feel about yourself, on your happiness, on your confidence, on all those areas, how it gives you an outlet to do it. And I'm building a community to support you and uplift you while you do that. So come join that. If you're not quite ready for that, click the link in my bio. Join the Daily Greatness. Get daily updates on this kind of stuff and grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental health and mental toughness. Lastly, if you're still on the fence, but you still want to keep hearing stuff, you still need to hear this message, please like, comment, subscribe so that you will get more of these, so that you'll never miss a day. Because I'm here every single day and I'm talking to you about this stuff and how we can make a difference and how we can improve your life. So that is all I have for you. Until next time.